Okay, so I changed the topic, you guys. As you know, we were supposed to be talking about tracking our business, but I spent a ton of time today focusing on like social media marketing and like figuring out a market plan and a market strategy for your business. And I really want to pass this along because I feel like it takes so much of the anxiety of posting on social media out of it. Like for me, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, okay, I want to put out a really solid post once a day, right? That's my goal. One really great post with great content that someone is going to connect with. That's my goal, one a day. So every night at like 8 o'clock when the kids go to bed, all of a sudden I'm like, I got to put out a post and I got to be inspired and I got to throw out this content and I don't know what I'm going to do. So it stresses me out. I don't know about you guys, and I'm flying by the seat of my pants and I'm like, I should have talked about Discover Zaya today because Discover Zaya is happening in a week, but I didn't plan it out ahead of time. So I forget to mention Discover Zaya. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that if I can show you guys a few simple tools that I have been working on, I hope that that will help take the anxiety out of posting to social media, and then you'll be able to do it seamlessly and it'll start to create traction on your social media for you. So, because social media is all about consistency and all about really good content. And if you have a plan going into it, it's going to make it that much easier. So I hope that you brought your calendar along because I'm going to show you mine. And I'm just going to quick show you this. So this is my calendar, you guys. I don't know if you can see it. But on there, the first thing I did is I went through my calendar and I wrote down the big events that I have going on for my business this month. So first things first, next Monday, we're doing a Discover Zaya. So everybody should have Discover Zaya written down on the 7th, right? Because you just need to know when that's going to be. I also put Cabo down because I'm going to Cabo, and so I'm going to be using Cabo to leverage my business. I'm going to work on sharing that experience and incentive trips and things like that so that I can share what that side of being a rep is all about. So those are the two big events I have on my calendar. And notice how I have like notes in between, okay? When it comes to having those events on your calendar, you want to allow 10 to 14 days to market for it. So next week, we're doing Discover Zaya on the 7th. I have not been marketing that for 10 to 14 days. Probably should be, but I'm not. So starting today through Monday, I'm going to be talking about Discover Zaya because people need to hear about it over and over and over again before they're going to say, oh yeah, I want to be part of that. I want to check it out. So what I did is I wrote down on every single day what I'm going to post about, okay? I wrote what I'm going to post about on every single day and how I'm going to bring that back to Discover Zaya. So you're probably like, okay, well, how do I know what I'm going to post about on Thursday? How am I supposed to know what I'm going to post about on Friday? And this is what I did. So today, did you see that I posted the avatar training in the group? Did you guys see that at all? No? Yes, some of you. Okay. So let me quick show you what the avatar training is that I'm talking about. Okay. Share. So this is the one that I shared in the group today. And what you do with your avatar training is you are going to fill this out for your ideal customer, your ideal client, your ideal rep, okay? Get really, really messy with it. Write lots of details, do as much as you can, really brainstorm it, keep it on your desk, keep it where you work so that you can continue to add to it, and you can also refer to it, because what this is gonna do is it's gonna help you focus in on your social media and how you're posting and who you're posting to. So I don't know if you guys have noticed any sort of a switch in my social media posting lately. Nicole messaged me and said that she's noticed a switch. So that made me feel really good. Thank you, Nicole. And this is what I have been doing is I have been posting to my avatar. So before I make a post, here's mine, you guys. All the purple is all of my writing, okay? I sat down and I just hashed it out. I'm like, who is this person? Who is she? What is she like? what makes her tick? What are her pain points? I just really went to town on it, okay? And I posted all of these things. So now, as I'm getting ready to market Discover Zaya is going to be something that we share with prospects for becoming a rep, right? So when I'm gonna do my post this week, I wanna go back and say, okay, how can my avatar, the person that I wanna help most in this business, how can I speak to her in a way that is going to get her to think about Zaya? What is going to help her see that Zaya could make a difference in her life? Who am I talking to? Because if I'm trying to talk to everybody, I'm going to reach nobody. Because you have to be more focused. You have to narrow in on who it is that you're really talking to. So that's why if you look at this again, you can see on all of those posts from now until Discover Zaya next week, I have all of my content planned. I know what I'm going to write about. I know what I'm going to talk about. I know which pain points I'm going to hit on for my avatar, and I'm going to tie it back into how Zaya has helped me overcome that and how I have become, you know, who I am today because Zaya helped me overcome those things. Does that make sense? Do you guys see where I'm getting this content from to advertise for Discover Zaya? Okay, I'm seeing some yeses and I'm seeing some like like some very blank stares. So if you have not yet done so, go back and go into the team page, grab that avatar training and just get messy. Post as many, write as many details as you can about the person that you want to post to. The person that you want to post to, you guys, is probably going to be some version of yourself. Like the person that I think about all the time is the person I was before I met Kyle. Like this is what my post is gonna be about tonight. I was needy, I didn't have friends, he had all these hobbies and he would go work long hours and I would sit at home and I'm like, I am bored, okay? I am bored. All I do is sit on Pinterest and I pin all this crap and I don't do any of it, right? So that's the person I'm posting to tonight. If you go watch my post, I still have to type out totally. I'm halfway done with it. But that's the person I'm posting to tonight. I have an ideal customer in my mind, and that is the person that I'm talking to in my post tonight. And at the end of it, I'm going to say, you know what? I know what it's like to feel that way, and I know what it's like to feel like you need something else for yourself, okay? If you are interested in what I do for myself, I'm hosting a Discover Zai event. It's happening next week. Comment below and I will send you the details on it, or I will send you the link to join the group, okay? So I am talking to my avatar every single day this week, and I am tying it back to Discover Zaya because I want to get as many people as I can into Discover Zaya who are going to benefit from it in a similar way that I have. So that is marketing for Discover Zaya. Any questions on that? On like how you do it, how your avatar is supposed to be, anything?
Will you be posting about it every single day?
I am going to, because I haven't done anything for it yet. So, but it's not going to be like outright, this is Discover Zaya, this is what I'm doing. It's going to be my story and then how Discover Zaya can fill that need for somebody else.
Will you put the like call to action as far as commenting and stuff in every single post though?
For sure today, for sure Thursday and Friday, and for sure Sunday. So Wednesday and Saturday, probably not. It's spaced out a little bit.
Okay, I was just curious how you would do that.
That's a good question though, because actually it's something that I've been thinking about too. I'm like, because you don't want to say it too many times because then people will get sick of you, you know. But the right person is going to follow you, and the right person is probably going to want to join you. So, but also don't be afraid to put it out there because people need to see that happening. But I like that question.
Are you posting your VIP and your personal page, or just your VIP group?
I'll post these on my personal page, and then I tend to share my personal post into my VIP group, so that to make sure that those people are seeing it too. Good questions. Okay, any other questions about any of that?
I just have a comment. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure the message I sent you was, you are totally speaking to me. Like, your avatar is me, or was me. And it totally works. Like, your content has been amazing. And I know I told you that, but you guys, if you haven't checked out her business, it's on your business page. That's where you normally post it, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Totally
See, you're
agree. Whatever
you're on
Rachel's
my team.
doing is
you.
working. Like, because if I wasn't already a rep, I would be one. Like,
I will second that.
yep.
Well, you guys are my people, you know, like that's why I'm glad that you see that and it relates to you, because that's why you guys are all my people, because we get each other, you know, we're on the same page as each other. And I'm glad that I'm painting that picture in my social media, because I want more of us, you know, more of us people who click and want to hang out and sit on Zoom calls and chill. So anyway. Okay. So, and I don't have the chat up. I just realized you can always throw something in the chat too if you want. But so that discovers Zaya. So then, you know, for me, I'm going to talk about Cabo for a couple of weeks, you guys. I know that that doesn't apply to everybody in here, but that's what I'm going to be talking about next. If you don't have some sort of something to talk about, invite people to here, like in the next couple of weeks, consider doing something. Consider doing like a little 3-day squat challenge, you know? I mean, you can go on Pinterest and find anything that you can invite people to do with you if you want to. Don't make it fancy. Don't make it a lot of work. Just something that you can talk about and something that's fun in your VIP group. You know, maybe you're getting ready to do a mystery hostess party. Talk about that for a couple of weeks. Talk about how awesome the rewards are and what you get when you host a party. You know, take a couple of weeks and work on talking about hosting. So maybe for example, you want to do, maybe you're looking at the week of Monday, October 21st, and you're like, okay, I need a hostess for October 21st. You need to start discussing parties and incorporating parties into your posts starting October 7th or October 9th. That's like in that 10 to 14 day window. So that's when you need to start posting about oh, I just had so much fun. I just helped one of my hostesses close out a party. So much fun to watch her get free and half off Zaya. Like, you don't have to do a call to action. You don't have to say, do you want to do a party? Let's do it. Just talk about it. A lot of people don't even know what it means to be a rep. So just sharing how much fun you have going live in your parties, or, oh, screwed up again on my outfit of the day review today. That was embarrassing. You know, those are the kind of things that people want to hear from you, because they're probably scared to go live. So it's okay if you're like, yeah, I sounded like a big dull dud today, because I was a big dull dud. And it's okay, because I'm going to bounce back and I still love what I do. I just next time need to take a pre-workout before I do my video. You know, just like something stupid. I'm just saying these are the things that are going to relate to other people. And these are the things that you need to be incorporating into your social media 10 to 14 days out from when you want them to act. So like I said, if you want a hostess for October 21st, you need to be posting about hostesses, parties, free and half off Zaya, like incorporating them into rep living or rep life starting 10 to 14 days out. And the good thing about Zaya is that you're probably, if you're talking about how awesome it is, if you're sharing that, if you are weaving it into your social media and not always saying, I need a hostess, but just talking about the experiences of parties and how you love them, then that's going to create some interest, and you're probably going to get more than just one hostess. At the end of the day, hopefully you get one hostess, but honestly, you guys, you're probably going to get 2 or 3 people that are like, oh, hosting a party sounds fun. Like, how do I get more information on that? It doesn't always have to be a big call to action, like taking hostesses. I need a hostess for this week. Who wants free and half off Zaya? Try just sharing party life, rep life, going live, trying on clothes for your friends, all of those sorts of things. Because this is a lifestyle, really, what we do, which is kind of weird, but it is. So So 10 to 14 days out from what you want people to commit to, you need to start talking about things. And then hard call to action. If you want to host a party Monday, message me now. We'll get you on the calendar. Start doing things like that, maybe 5 days out, 6 days out, and you can do it. I would do it at least 3 or 4 times in that last week. So within 7 days of the party date, start saying, I'm ready for October 21st. If you want to get in, comment below. If you want to host on October 21st, I have 1 opening left. Shoot me a message. We'll get you in. That kind of thing. Questions on that? Okay. And then the last thing that I just wanted to quick say is that I was planning to do a laundry business bootcamp October 21st, but I'm actually going to push that back because I feel like I said, you need a full 10 to 14 days to market for that, right? So if we're doing Discover Zaya October 7th, the week of October 7th, to do it the 21st, that's too quick of a turnaround. We're not going to probably get the people that we want to do that with us. So I'm pushing it out to November 4th for anybody who wants to jump in on mine. But if you, I know Nicole, I feel like Nicole did one for her team. So if you're on Nicole's team, I don't remember if Jordan did one. I know there's some girls who are doing them for their teams as well. But if you're my first line or if you have reps that you want to add into mine, you can certainly do that. It's going to be on November 4th. So, just 2 weeks out, starting October 21st, I'm going to start talking about all the fears that come with launching your business. And I'm going to talk about how you don't need to be scared. I'm going to talk about overcoming fears. I'm going to talk about all the things that Launch Your Business Bootcamp, what problem does that solve? That solves a problem for the people who are afraid to start a business because they're afraid of going at it alone. They're afraid of not knowing what to do. They're afraid that they're not going to be able to get up and running on their own and be successful. So that Launch Your Business Bootcamp is in there because I'm there to say, okay, I will give you all of the information you need. I will help you. There will be other people in there with you. You will not have to do this alone. Now is the time. So I'm going to start marketing that October 21st. I'll probably just talk about repping in general, talk about being a new rep, what it was like as a new rep. And then that whole week leading up to it, I'm going to do probably 4 call to actions within that week. Hard call to actions. If you are ready to start your business, put your email below. Visit the link in my bio. Shoot me a direct message. Whatever call to action you can think of. I'm going to start doing that, within that last week, probably about 4 times, maybe 5, depending on how much pressure I want to put out there. So how does that sound? Does that make sense? The 10 to 14 day window, talking about things, sprinkling it in. It doesn't always have to be join my team, be a hostess. It's all about talking about rep life and what it means to be a rep and what Zaya does for you and how it improves your life and how it can enhance other people's life. And if you can sit down and say, okay, these are the big events I have going on these weeks. And I'm saying, and here I put stories, like what I'm going to talk about in my stories. I'm like, oh, I got to sprinkle in Cabo for all of this. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Talk about swimsuit shopping. I don't know. Put it in there. And so I'm going to be sprinkling things in. And then what I'm going to do for Cabo, you guys, I'm going to set up a mailing list, which is very new to me. But I am getting into email marketing, you guys. And I'll tell you how it is. Rachel Smith, if she watches this, she's like a email marketing beast. So if you have questions for her, just ask her. She knows what she's doing. But so use your avatar, post your avatar. If you have an avatar with all of her problems listed out, all of the pain points, everything that you can do to help her, and you have a calendar of when you're going to talk about certain things, put those 2 together and you're going to have a recipe for success. And it is seriously going to take out so much anxiety when it comes to posting. You're not going to be scrambling like, what should I say today? What should I say? Because I'm telling you what, you're not going to be inspired every day because I'm not. Some days I'm like, I don't really want to even get on my Instagram, but I'm going to do it. Brooke says, do you have tips for finding people to network with that fit your avatar? Okay, so good question. Brooke, there's a few different ways that you can do it. So this is something I was talking to Jordan about today. I have always been a big, like, I connect with people on Instagram. That's kind of where I like to find my people. You can use hashtags. You can go to bigger accounts of people who maybe have the same audience as you, or people who you feel relate to you, or whatever it is. Go to their followers, go through their followers, check them out. If you look at their profile and they seem on the surface like they're going to be your kind of person, start a conversation with them. You can like their stuff, follow them, and then maybe the next day say, hey, just want to say hi, love your profile, hope you have a great day, whatever it is. So hashtags, big accounts. Also, but then what I was telling Jordan today is that I actually find a lot of people in my parties, because when you're in your parties and you're basically put in front of a ton of people who already know they're interested in Zaya. Like, the reason they're in front of you in that party is because the host has said, hey, check out this activewear, it's cute, let me know if you want in. They chose to join, and then you get to be in front of them showing them the product, and they already know what you do as a rep. So I feel like it takes so much of the guesswork out, because they're not like, well, what do you do as a rep? And I find a lot of times when I connect with people on social media, they're like, well, what do you do? I don't really get it. And I'm like, well, this is what I do. And they're like, but that doesn't make sense. So when you find people in parties, I feel like that is kind of a snowball effect, because if you find someone who is in a party that's talking to you and you feel like you can relate to them, and they invite you into their friend circle, if they host a party, all of their friends are probably going to be your people too, because that hostess is probably your person, and all of their friends are going to be your people too. And then that just kind of branches off. So long story short, I really like finding my people in parties, and I'm upping my party game here the last quarter, because I feel the most connected to my business when I do parties, and I feel like I connect with the most people when I do parties, and I really enjoy them. So if you don't enjoy your parties, just restructure it so that you enjoy it, you guys. That's all I'm going to say about that. I hope that helps, Brooke. Do you have any more questions about it? Yes, you're welcome. Okay, Chrissy, I feel like I struggle with wording when I post. Sometimes I think my wording is boring and not catchy. How do you come up with things that catch people's attention? Okay. Oh, such a good question. Okay, one thing that I've been learning about social media too lately is that I listen to a podcast, and I'm trying to remember which one. It was probably a chic influencer podcast, because those are my mentors right now, and so I listen to everything that they put out. And they did a podcast with, I can't remember. I'll try to share it to the group. I can't remember her name, but she is like an Instagram guru. Yeah, chic influencers are amazing. And she talked about this structure for your posts. So the first line needs to be your tagline. It needs to be something that is going to catch their attention. It's going to stop the scroll. It's going to be the thing that they look at. Like when there's, because you guys, we need to stand out in the noise, right, of social media. So you want to put a headline that's, going to stop them in their tracks. So just try to think of something that would grab their attention. Then the next.
Sorry, I just pulled it up because I think I just listened to this one.
Yeah, which one is it?
Is it the one that's, I don't have a successful story like you, can I still be successful?
No.
Okay, that one was really
good. That's a good one too.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
It was an older one. Yeah. Oh, what was her name? I can't think of her name. Okay, let me know when you find it. But okay. She talks about, oh, hold on. I just got a box. A gift from Zoom. It says, running out of time. We've removed the 40-minute time limit for your group meeting. Great. So you guys can help me as long as you want. Okay, anyway. That was weird. It was like a little present box popped up. So anyway. Okay, so first line needs to be your tagline. The next line is what is going to speak to your avatar. So this is probably where you're going to be like, this is where you want them to feel like you're reading into their soul. Or you're speaking straight to them with the next little chunk that you're talking about. Maybe it's you're telling your story about You know, maybe like for me, tonight's post, I'm going to tell my story of how I was a needy newlywed or whatever it is. And then the next section needs to be about how I can fix that, or what I have to offer can fix that, or how give them advice or tips or ways to, you know, get through whatever it is that you're talking about. And then the last thing is going to be your call to action. And sometimes your call to action is not a call to action, it's a call to think. So if what you're writing in your last line is always message me or comment below or tag a friend or whatever it is, sometimes you can just say like what would bringing in extra income do for you? You know, it's a call to think. You're getting them to really think through that idea of, well, what would that mean to me? You know, or what would it mean to you to not have to go into debt to buy Christmas presents this year? You know, little things like that are what's going to get them to think. You're not exactly calling them to act, but you're just calling them to think about it. So those are kind of the four things that I've been trying to follow with my posts, and I feel like it gives me really good structure, and I love that. And I do think through it, you know. And I talked to Kimberly about this too. Sometimes you type it out like a million times and you're like, it doesn't sound right or whatever. And sometimes it's okay, but it's okay to like write it down and then walk away from it and then come back to it and reread it, revisit it, reword it. Just whenever I'm Kimberly, word vomit. Diarrhea. Whenever I'm like word vomiting all over the place, I sit down and I'm like, what is my point? What do I want to get across right now? And I write that at the bottom and then I work my way back up. And so I hope that helps. And I think it just takes a lot of time and practice too, because I still struggle with it some days. I'm like, man, that was wordy, or that was not clear, or that did not make sense, but it's what it is. Good, Christy, I'm glad that helps. I can't find it. Okay, well, I will share the podcast with you guys because I'm going to go look it up when we get off of the year. And I will share it in our team page because it's awesome. It's so, so good. She she built her following organically. She doesn't follow anybody. She has like hundreds of thousands of followers and follows no one. Like, she's a beast. So anyway, how long did it take you to write your avatar? Maybe you said that and I missed it. I actually wrote my avatar on the flight to Salt Lake City. So I was bored on a plane. So I wrote it for like maybe like an hour. And I go back and I'll add to it sometimes. And I'll just really, really think through things. And sometimes I think it's kind of hard because sometimes your avatar is a side of you that you don't want to revisit. But that's like the person you need to be revisiting. That's the person you need to post to. Because I have people, like when I look at my avatar, I'm like, well, I don't want to talk about that because that might offend someone. Or like that might offend family members, or that might offend old friends or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? No, I have something I need to share with people. And if it offends other people, then it is what it is. It's not about them. It's about this business and it's about me and it's about reaching people. So don't be afraid to get really vulnerable with your avatar. I'm working on it. Okay, any other questions before I let you go? What is an avatar? I'm sorry, I haven't heard 3/4 of the call. Ashley, the avatar is what I posted in the team page today. So I posted about your avatar is your ideal client, your ideal customer, your ideal rep. This is the person that you are going to be posting to whenever you make your posts. So go back and listen to the beginning of the call. It should help with the marketing and stuff like that. But this is the form you want to fill out, and it's really going to help you with your posts, I think. It gives it a little bit more depth when you're writing. And that's in the team page. When you do your parties on Facebook, do you do them as events or groups? So I always did my parties when I first started, I did them as groups. And then I went through a phase where Facebook kicked me out. Facebook kept locking me out because I was working too quickly. So then I went to events. The only hard part about events is that you have to post it live. You can't schedule posts to go off. And now I am back using groups, and I have Post My Party, which is like a third-party site that I highly recommend, you guys. It is a lot of work to set up on the front end. If you want to make a good like party template, it's a lot of work to do that. But now all I have to do is before every party, I link it to the Facebook group. I'll maybe like swap out a few pictures, add a post, take a post out, seriously spend maybe like 15 minutes on it. Some weeks I don't even do that. Some weeks I just use the same content every week. And then, and then you're good to go. And then it just posts for you throughout the day. So I highly recommend it if you have like a full-time job or anything like that. It's awesome. And also if you do post my party, but you do multiple parties, like right now I'm doing 2 parties, and for one, I always schedule it for the hostess's time zone. And then if they're both in the same time zone, you can actually go into your template and you can set it so that it will go off like 10 minutes apart from each other. So don't have them going off at the same time because you'll get kicked out. You have to like go in and set that time to space out the posts. Facebook's obnoxious lately. Do you run the same party post for every party, or do you recreate material every time? No, I run the same thing every time. Even if it's like someone booked off of my party, I'm like, well, they like the party, so they're just going to get the same stuff. It is what it is. And the funny part is they're like, and I totally get like doing new stuff, but at the end of the day, that makes more work for us. And number 2, they like the party, so they're good with doing the same thing. I'll like swap out the flat lays or like the people, like I do pictures of reps wearing Zaya. I swap those out sometimes if it's like a similar party. But also it's kind of nice because then they're like, well, I already know what the party is going to be like, so I'll just place my order right away and then I don't have to follow this party. So then you already have an order in there and you can recognize the order early and bam, starts the flow of orders. You know what I'm saying? So I use the same material every time. Ashley, when I use post my party is when I ended up in Facebook jail. I want to try it again though. Ashley, I was thinking about you because I know you told me that. Did you space your posts out? Did you like go in and set them to stagger when they go off, or did they all go off at the same time? Because I almost forgot to stagger mine the other day and I was like, that could have been bad. So yeah, anyway. Any other questions? No, I set them all apart. Oh, you did? Yeah, I don't know what the deal was. Dang Facebook. And the nice part about groups is that like events, when they're over, you have to go back in the calendar to find it. And sometimes, and people who are attending the event don't want to do that. They're too lazy. They don't want to go in and find it. So I had that happen using Since Share, but I found that if I changed up a few words, it doesn't trigger Facebook jail. That is one thing that is awesome about Post My Party too, is that they tell you, they'll give you like a little check mark on your post, and they'll say like saying that they think that your content is good. If they think that your content looks spammy, or if they think that you're going to get kicked out of Facebook for using whatever post you're doing, they'll put like a little red X on your post to warn you and say, okay, this isn't gonna be good. So I really like Post My Party. It does cost, I think it's like $9.99 a month. I have all these subscriptions now. I can't remember everything, but it's worth it, you guys. I swear, it's awesome. Yeah, Amy knows. She's like, it's good. It's once you get it all set up, it's awesome. It just takes a little time to do that in the beginning. Set up your template.
Yeah, I'm running 2 parties right now. This is my 3rd and 4th party, and so I was able to. It took me all Sunday to set it up, but then they're good to go, and I just did them at 15 minutes apart, and yeah, I'm super stoked about it. So I like it.
Yes, me too. I love it. They were all really interactive though, so I don't know if responding too fast, but then every time a post went, it pushed back when I got out of jail. Oh, that's annoying. I've noticed lately that Facebook will like warn me if I'm doing something too fast. Like they won't totally kick me out. They're just like, they won't, like the other day, they wouldn't let me like things for like 10 minutes. And they just were like, you're going too fast. And it's like, oh, crap, okay. So then I just went slower and then it worked out okay. But I don't know. That stinks about the posting. Try it again, Ashley. See how it goes. Do it, and then like just make sure you have a backup plan. Have another account ready to go in case it kicks you out again. Do you guys have any more social media questions or Anything? I made my husband an admin. Good idea. I have an old account. If you don't have a secondary Facebook account, I highly recommend having one, just because, and then making it an admin on all of your groups, because I've actually had to go in. I've done that like multiple times. If, you know, I just need to go in and like do things. If I get locked out for like a few hours, it'll help me do that. But I don't have to change my password nearly as often anymore. And just really making your own original content makes a big difference. So like for my parties, I went into Canva and I made collages of all of my stuff. So my own collages, and I feel really bad, but I'm stingy and I'm not sharing them because I have not been kicked out of Facebook since I started using them. And so I'm gonna keep them, and I'm just gonna tell you, go make some collages of your own and use them, and that, like, Facebook will reward you for that. I swear, they will not kick you out if you make your own collages. Not copying and pasting collages or pictures is huge. Yes, agreed. Because Facebook sees that as spammy. And I was talking to someone else in a different direct sales, and they were doing this big promo, and there was like a big launch going on, and they all had stock photos from their company, and they all got the boot. Like, they all got kicked out of Facebook because they were all using the exact same stock photos. So try to avoid stock photos. If you use stock photos, just make them into a collage, and then Facebook's like, oh, that's original. Then they'll keep you. I think that's how Facebook would talk, don't you guys? Totally. Yeah. Okay, anything else before we go? It's almost 40 minutes. The Facebook Zoom isn't going to kick us out, you guys. Zoom's like extra time to hang out with me. Oh, I need to go to bed. All right. You're welcome, Brooke. I'm not seeing any more questions. So if you guys have questions, post them up in the team page, or post them in the team page, or message me. I feel like sometimes it's nice in the team page because then other people can see, you know, answers and things like that. Because if you have a question, someone else probably has the same question. Will you be doing the tracker training? Yes, Brooke, I'm going to do that next time. I was just working really hard on this today, and I was like, I got to get this out there. I got to share this with them. So in 2 weeks, we'll talk about tracking. Yeah. Yep. Tracking in 2 weeks. I'm excited. It's important. So I'll probably make you listen to a podcast before we do it. Homework. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope that this helped. Let me know if you have questions. Bye.